to the Financial Diary of a Broke Princess. I am your favorite broke princess, Shan. And before we get into the video, y'all, I cut my hair off. It was a lot to really cut it off. It wasn't really a lot to cut it off. It was a lot to cut off, but mentally, y'all, I was already ready for my hair to go. If y'all didn't know, I had a lot of hair. My hair was very long, it was very thick, it was very full. It's still very thick, it's still very full. It's just short now. But I love it, and it's kind of not really giving bob anymore. It's definitely giving bob that went through a couple things, because y'all been going through a couple things. But yes, it's poofy because it's raining here in Georgia a lot. But your girl is a part of the, it can still move though, don't play with her. Your girl is a part of the bob community now, and I love it. I'm probably messing it up. Oh my god, I'm looking at my laptop. Okay, it don't look too bad, but I just wanted to say that before we get into the video. But to get along with the video today, we're going to be discussing the basics of budgeting for the girlies and the guys. Y'all, I'm so excited for this video. It's probably going to be a long one, but it is okay because it's about budgeting. And budgeting to me is the key to your success in the financial world. I know, at least for me, it's the key to my success in my finances, because once I started to really follow my budget, really get in grasp with my budget, my money was starting to make sense. It was starting to make sense, and it was starting to work for me, and it was starting to tell me things that I didn't even know about, and it was just great. So in this video, we are going to go over budgeting. We're going to go over basically the basics of budget, because I feel like everybody tells everybody you should make a budget, but nobody really knows how to make one or create one, or what do I put in a budget, what do I not put in the budget, just all of this stuff. But have no fear, the broke princess is here. That rhymed. I didn't think I was going to rhyme it, but it did. But have no fear, the broke princess is here, and I'm going to tell you guys all about the basics of budgeting, what to put in your budget, what not to put in your budget, how to create a budget, what is even a budget, the do's and don'ts of a budget, all of that good stuff, the myths of budget. I can go on and on about budget. And speaking of on and on, I got water, y'all, because I've been noticing in my videos that I talk, and I'll be like, because I don't have no water. But today, and the reason why I drink my water like that, y'all, got sensitive to you. Today we got water, okay? So, without further ado, let's get into the budget video. And as always, before we get into the video, I just want to tell you guys, I am no way, shape, or form a financial advisor. Bob, please. I am no way, shape, or form a financial advisor. I just like to consider myself a princess who went broke and is trying to dig herself out of debt and trying to help other people who are facing the same things. So yeah, that's it. Let's get into the video. So to begin our video off, you guys, we are going to first discuss what is actually a budget. What is the definition of a budget? So according to the S.Webster dictionary, a budget is a budget tracks your monthly, weekly, or yearly expenses. It's a photograph of your current financial situation. It can tell you what's wrong with your finances. Either maybe you're overspending or underpaid, hence the word it's like a photograph of your finances. Or you could just put it plain simple that a budget is just a plan for your money. So when you look at a budget, it should tell you exactly where your money is going. And to throw a little bit of extraness out there, y'all, when I say S.Webster dictionary, it's basically my interpretation of certain words, because I am bad at reading Google words, y'all, because some of these words be too big for me and I can't say a bunch of them. So when I say S.Webster dictionary, it's really just my interpretation of what I think the term is. So for you out there questioning, okay, Shan, why do I need a budget? I'm gonna tell you. So you would probably need a budget because a budget will help you move towards your financial goals. It makes you see what you can and cannot afford. Oh, y'all, listen to, I'm gonna say that one again. It helps you see what you can and cannot afford. It helps place your money where it needs to go. It can help you get out of debt, and it answers the question, the big magic question I think is very helpful. where is my money going? Because a lot of the times when we are in financial hardships or financial mysteries, we don't know exactly where our money is going. So it's causing us to be like, oh my God, I have no money. It's not that you don't have any money. It's just you don't know exactly where it's going, how much is going to this, how much is going to that. But with a budget, it will help you answer that beautiful question. So the first thing that you need to create your budget, you need your income. So basically your money coming in, what is the money that you're making that's coming into your household? Your expenses, that's the money going out. What are you spending your money on? Bank statements, I put that as optional because if you don't know the certain amount that you pay for certain things like your card note or insurance, you might need to log into your bank account online, or you might need to print out your bank statements and just highlight those things so you know those numbers when it's time for you to write everything down. And then the last thing I suggest that you need to make a budget is you need to give yourself some grace, and you need to be upfront and honest with yourself. So I'm going to go in depth and the elements of a budget just so you have a clearer understanding of all the things that you need. So income is going to be, again, your job is going to be money coming in. So it'll be like your take home pay from your job along with other income you receive. So job, of course, if you receive like child support or spousal support, you need to include that in your income because that's money coming in. If you have a side hustle, you need to include that as well. So if you have a fixed income, meaning that you get paid the same thing every single month, you're kind of on a set pay like me. I work for the state of Georgia. I take home the same amount every single month. So I'm on a fixed income. It never changes. It never fluctuates. You will find your fixed income on your check pay stub. So whether you get like a pay stub, if you get a check, then you'll find it on your check pay stub, or you can log into your job and you'll see your take home pay. And that is your fixed income. That's what you need to put at the top of your paper. So if you are not on a fixed income, meaning that your income fluctuates, it's going to be called an irregular income. And that's basically saying that your income is irregular. It fluctuates. It might change week to week or month to month, depending on where you work. So how you're going to find your income is that you are going to take the lowest amount. And this might sound crazy, but listen to me. You're going to take the lowest amount that you've made in the last, let's say, couple of months. And that is going to be your budget number. That is what you're going to budget to. That's what you're going to start out your budget. That's what you're going to budget to. And the reason why I say low, and a lot of people are like, why would you say the lowest amount? I'm going to tell you why you should budget to the low. So you want to set your budget to the lowest amount because y'all, you can always budget higher from low. So what I mean, so as an example is if you set your budget to $2,500 and you're going to budget to that every single month, and that's the lowest you've made in the last couple of months. Let's say one month you might make $3,000. It's easier to budget from $2,500 up to $3,000, but it will be harder to budget from $3,000 down to $2,500 if that is a mark that you might hit in the next couple of months. So you always just want to budget low because it's easy to go from low to high budgeting up rather than you shoot yourself all the way up to like $3,500 and you think you're going to make this every single month, and it might surprise you that you might make $2,000 one month and you're going to be struggling to try to budget down to that number. So always budget low so you can shoot higher in the future rather than budgeting high, and then you might mess up and have to budget lower in the future. So now that you have your income and you know how much money you have coming in, now we have to discuss the money that is going to be going out, which is your expenses. So expenses is, like I said, is money going out. So some main expenses that you might want to start thinking about that you might spend on every single month is rent/mortgage, food, transportation, utilities, insurance, maybe childcare if you have children, debt if you're paying back towards some of your debt, savings, and etc. So when you're writing out your expenses, I feel like the easiest way to do the expense part is write down all your fixed expenses first, kind of like a fixed income. Fixed expenses are stuff that don't change every single month. They're set in stone. They stay the same every single month. So like a fixed expense would probably be like your rent. Your rent might stay the same every single month. So I would start off with that because you know that number. Another fixed expense maybe be like your car payment. Your car payment is going to stay the same. Things like that are like fixed. They stay the same every single month. After you write down all your fixed expenses, then you want to go to like your irregular expenses that are important, but they fluctuate. So like food might be that, groceries, food, debt, depending on how much you want to give to your debt every single month. You might give more, you might give less in a certain month. Going out, utilities might fluctuate depending on if it's hotter outside, if it's cold outside. Gas, if you travel more this month than last month. And another thing, another resource that you can use to help you with the irregular amounts that you might need to come up with, like for gas or groceries or anything like that, that's where the bank statements can come into play, or logging onto your bank account. So simply all you have to do, and I'm pretty sure every bank account now has like online where you can see it, or if you don't want to go online, you can literally go to your bank if it's a brick and mortar, and you can walk into the bank and say, hey, can I have my bank statements? Can y'all print off my bank statements for the last 3 months? Or you can print them off yourself, or you can simply log it on your phone. I know I have my bank accounts on my phone and I can log in and check my bank statements. So if you need help trying to figure out, okay, how much do I want to budget to food every month, or how much am I spending on food every month, your bank statements can come into play. And y'all, remember, like I said earlier, please remember to give yourself some grace. This is going to be kind of like at first it's going to be a long, kind of tedious process, especially if you're trying to really get down to every penny of where your money is going, where you're spending. It might take you a day, it might take you a week to create your budget, but don't give up. If you need to, take breaks. I feel like everybody, just you trying to start a budget and actually working through your expenses, to me, deserves a pat on the back. So just give yourself some grace. Don't rush it, because if you start to rush it, then you're like, okay, I don't want to do this no more because it's too much. It's too much. Then you're going into those myths that I talked about when people say it's too much. They don't want to do it. So give yourself some grace. Realize that it is going to be a little bit hard at first, but once you get the flow of things, it's going to be so good. So after you have your income, after you have your expenses, and you have your bank statements, or you have your bank account open, and you have realized in your head that you're going to give yourself some grace, you have all the elements now to start creating your budget. But before you choose where to start creating your budget, y'all, I would suggest get you a blank piece of paper, copy paper, regular ruled paper, and write down your income at the top. So you're going to write your income at the top. Then you're going to write out all your expenses, the one we talked about. You're going to write down what the expense is, and then you're going to write down the amount of the expense. After you do that, and you're getting your numbers from your bank account, and you're taking deep breaths and stuff, then I would suggest you move on to the next step, which is taking all of that information on that piece of paper and then choosing where you want to store your budget every single month. Okay, guys, so I'm going to give you an example of how you can do the budgeting tips that I just talked about. So right here, I made my piece of paper, of course. So it says Shan's income and expenses. So kind of like my mock budget. So at the top, you see that I put my income. And these are actually real. Okay, a disclaimer, y'all. I do put my real income and stuff on here. I really don't care. I know that might be an uproar for people. Oh, you want people to see how much you make? By now, y'all, I don't think y'all should. I feel like y'all get the gist of my channel now. Like, I don't really try to hide my expenses and my money anymore, because I did it for so long, trying to put up this facade of, oh, I got this and I don't got this. I don't care. Y'all can see how much I make. I don't care, because this don't really define me as a person. But, you know, had to throw in that little soap opera. But this is my income. These are my expenses. So I have my income at top. I have my expenses lined up. And then I did my income minus my expenses. And it gave me my financial photograph number that I was talking about. And I put a smiley face because I am finally under budget. It was so many months, y'all. Really starting this year that I was like over budget. And I used to be in the reds. But now I'm finally under budget. And it feels so awesome. Now it's time to figure out where you're going to place your budget so you can read it every single month or check in on it every single month. So I feel like you have really 3 options when it comes to keeping track of your budget, or where you can keep track of your budget. And your 3 options of where you can create your budget, you can use. The first option would be like a paper. You can keep track of your budget on paper, or as I should say, budget templates. So they have a bunch of budget templates that you can keep track of your budget on. Or they have cute little budget books. I think it's a brand called Papier. Y'all, I can't talk. Okay, that's one thing y'all gonna find out about me. I can't talk. I think it's called Papier, but they have cute little financial like budget books that you can store your budget in every single month, like you would write it in every single month. I thought that was cute. You can store your budget in a spreadsheet, so whether that be Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets, or you can do budgeting apps. So it's a bunch of budgeting apps out here that you can use to store your budget on. So for budgeting apps, they have different ones like Mint. Some examples are like Mint, Every Dollar, and YNAB, which stands for You Need a Budget. And I'm just gonna give the pros and cons to each one that I feel. So like for budget books and papers, you have to do, it's no automatic calculation. So like with spreadsheets and budgeting apps, of course, those are like technology driven, so they're gonna have automatic, like when you put in a number, like the number is gonna pop at the bottom, like it's gonna add it for you, subtract it for you. But if you're not really big into math and really want to do math, I wouldn't suggest doing the budget books or paper, because it's no automatic calculations. Like you are going to have to sit down with the calculator on your phone or a regular calculator, and you're going to have to make sure that you're adding and subtracting all your numbers right, because you'll be doing it. It won't be a computer doing it for you. So the next one is spreadsheets. So spreadsheets, they're great for automatic calculations. They have endless budget templates, and so it provides you with some creative freedom as well. But the only thing about spreadsheets that I like to throw out to people is that you might have to learn how to use formulas, especially like on Google Sheets. And I know I use Microsoft Excel myself. It's not hard to learn the formulas, but you are going to have to learn formulas. You're going to have to learn how to subtract and add things on the Microsoft Excel. And it's not hard, y'all. You just have to learn how to do it. And the downside to a spreadsheet to me, and I think Dave Ramsey talked about this as well when I was watching one of his podcast episodes, is that spreadsheets are cool, but you cannot carry a spreadsheet with you all the time. So if you need to like go into a store, or you need your budget for like your groceries that month, like it's kind of, I mean, you can download Microsoft Excel on your phone, but it's easier probably to read like on a laptop. And I doubt you're gonna bring your iPad Pro, your MacBook Air around Kroger, y'all. Ain't nobody bringing a MacBook Air around Kroger trying to check to see how much they have budget for groceries. So that's kind of a little bit of a downside maybe to the Excel or a Google Sheet, but still I feel like it's worth it because of the automatic calculations and how you can have different budget templates that are basically created for you. You just have to plug and chug. And then the last method that you can use to create your budget is a budgeting app. So budgeting apps are really friendly, phone friendly. They're great for automatic calculations. They're easy for tracking expenses. You can link your bank accounts to budgeting apps if you feel safe doing that. But a lot of budgeting apps now are very top like security secured, so I don't think you'll have a problem with like anything getting leaked. And then the only downside to some budgeting apps, y'all, they might cost money depending on the one that you choose. So I know that YNAB costs money. It's a free trial and then you have to pay for it. But Mint and Every Dollar is by Dave Ramsey, and Mint is just a regular company. They have free versions and then they have premium versions. So you don't have to buy the premium. You can stick with the free version and those will work just good as the premium ones, but you just might be like missing a couple of the features, but you won't really miss out on those. But if you want to buy them by all means. So I did all three for y'all so y'all can see an example of all three. So I pulled this off of, and I want to make sure, I'm going to tag her below. She has a YouTube channel and then she has a blog. It's called Squirrels. Ooh, y'all, Squirrels of a Feather? Squirrelsofafeather.com. Ooh, y'all, squirrelsofafeather.com. And I got her budget template because I thought it was really cute because it's pink and pink is my favorite color. But I did her budget template, and so y'all can see how it would look probably if you did this type of budget on a piece of paper. So this one is just your monthly expenses tracker. So you would print this out 12 times, 12 months in a year. And you would put the month at the bottom, and then you would put the year, and then you would just track your fixed expenses. So we talked about fixed expenses, y'all. So it's the stuff that it's the expenses that don't change. They relatively stay the same every single month. So like your rent, your home insurance, your car payment, car insurance, phone, what else is on here that I filled in? Debt payments, and then you have your subscriptions and stuff. So this is how you would fill out like a regular paper budget template if you want to go that route. And then on this page, she just has like your monthly budget, year and month, November 2023. Then you put your income. That's just your actual income. I have the same. And then you put like, these are your variable expenses. So expenses that change every single that might change or fluctuate every single month. So you have like your grocery, dining out, activities, shopping, auto, gas. And I just put down for grocery and auto, gas because those do change for me every single month depending on where I'm traveling to. And then at the bottom, you would put like your total income. You would put your total fixed expenses. Hopefully y'all can see this right. You will put your total fixed expenses. You will put your variable expenses, so the ones that change, and then you would subtract it and it will give you your numbers. So either you're under or you're over. So this is how your budget might look if you want to go the spreadsheet route. So I have a simple budget that I was using this whole year, and it's titled 2023 yearly budget. It's my workbook spreadsheet of this budget. And right now I'm on the month of November because I'm in the middle of October. So my October budget kind of looks a little janky because I'm putting like expenses and stuff in it. But this is kind of just my simple budget. I have my monthly income at the top, and then I have all my list of expenses, and then I make sure I have my formulas right so everything can total out and add up right and give me my total number that's left over every month. So if you decide to do a budgeting app, whether that be on your phone or your computer, I'm going to show you the one that I use and how I navigate through it. So I use Every Dollar, which is by Dave Ramsey. And this is how it looks. So it's just telling me you're viewing a future month because we're in October and this is November. But you would put your paycheck or how much you expect, your take-home pay, how much you expect. Did that wrong. How much you expect that month. So I'm going to be expecting 2240.02. I'm on a fixed income. And then you would just go in and fill in. And that's why I like maybe if you would prefer another like gem about an online budgeting app is they already have a bunch of categories for you. So if you struggle with I don't know what categories to add, or I don't know what categories that I might have, the online budgeting, most of the online budgeting apps, they're either going to have a bunch of categories and you just fill in what you are going to put towards that or not. Like I don't give to a church, so I wouldn't put nothing in there. You can, and I think you can delete them because I'm new to this one, so I don't know. But yeah, you can delete them if you want, if you don't put anything towards that. It has charity. You can type in what you put in your emergency funds, and all of it is going to add, y'all. So let's say emergency fund, oh my God, these numbers are killing me, how they're set up. You put, so now it's saying it's taking account that you plan on putting $250.30 towards your emergency fund. And now you have $2,189.72 left to budget out for the rest of the year, and then so forth and so on. You're just going to put all your numbers and stuff. So on this one, I think these are some of the premium things, but you can like have a coach, you can set up like financial goals, paycheck planning, all that great stuff. I told y'all I'm on the basic plan right now, the free plan, you know, free 99, because I wanted to try it out and see if it's something that I would like. And then I'm just not in the business right now, y'all, of paying money to help me save money. So I'll get there one day, but today's not the day. So yeah, you would just go through and fill out all your stuff, and it would add it for you because this is, you know, it's gonna add everything for you. And yeah, that's what it's looking like. And just for a quick summary of this video, y'all, because I know that it is a long, but I think long videos are really good, especially if it's about budgeting. So like, why would it not be long and good? Because y'all need to budget. Okay, you need a budget. So just to do a quick summary, we talked about what is a budget. We talked about some of the myths that goes with budget. We talked about why you need a budget. And then we got into what makes up a budget. What do you need to create your budget? So whether that be is going to be your income, is going to be your expenses. Optional is going to be your bank account so you can see your irregular expenses. And then you're going to need to give yourself some grace. Go in with your armor and say, hey, I'm going to create this budget. It's going to be hard, but I am going to do it. And then we tackled on how where you can create your budget, whether you are using a spreadsheet, you're using like a budget journal or a budget template, or you're using an actual budget app. So if you have made it this far into the video, first and foremost, I want to say thank you so much for hanging out with me and talking about budgeting. And you are really a trooper, y'all, because I know this video about to be long. It's about to be really long. But if you made it this far and you stuck along with me, that means that you were interested in this, or you really want to learn how to budget, or you just want to pick back up budgeting in some form. I really do appreciate you guys staying with me on this long video. And as always, thank you for being the pages to my diary, and see you in the next video.